Hello, you guys. Welcome to Unshakeable Journey. I am your host, Malika Miller, and I am so grateful that today I have on my show Mr. Sean Ardoin. He
Hey,
is, hey, he is a Creole rock and soul artist who is a four-time Grammy nominee. He has a new project out called Full Circle, which features LSU Golden Band from Tigerland. He is originally from Lake Charles, Louisiana, and comes from a family legacy that started with legendary Creole musician Amadé Ardoin, whose songs are the foundation for Cajun and Creole music, followed by Boaz Sek Ardoin, one of the best-known practitioners of the state's rural Creole sound for 6 decades, and his father, Lawrence Black Ardoin. Sean has performed everywhere, including but not limited to Carnegie Hall, festivals worldwide, New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, live network television performance on BET's Comet View, Southern Charm New Orleans, a Bravo reality show, Queen Sugar, on Oprah's own network, CBS primetime crime drama NCIS New Orleans, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Additionally, Sean performed Keep On Moving from his Coronacation Relationships album on Good Morning America to shed light on the 2 hurricanes that hit his hometown in 2020. Sean, welcome to my show. Thank you so much for being willing to be interviewed here. I really appreciate you.
no problem. Thank you for having me.
Well, no, thank you. So now, as I told you earlier, my show is called Unshakeable Journey.
Unshakable.
Unshakable. And I love interviewing people about their lives because everyone has a journey. And sometimes on our journeys, we can feel like there's toss and there turns in our walk, but it's something that keeps you steadfast on where you're going to, right?
Right.
So my first question for you is, what do you think motivated you to start your journey as a musician?
Well, I didn't really necessarily have a choice.
Kind of figured that one.
We always have a choice, but as you read in the bio, the music was everywhere. So it was like everything. We grew up Catholic, and like in a little country town we were in, Kinder, Louisiana. The choir was behind us, and I could never stay front focused. I was always, get popped in the head. Because for some reason in the Catholic Church, you're not supposed to look back. You're not supposed to look back. I don't know why.
Right.
But so I was always remixing the songs and singing harmonies and stuff like that. And even at 5 years old in that church in the country, I was seeing myself performing in front of thousands, like a sea of people. I saw my journey. And it's interesting because my dad didn't want me to play music. It's crazy. I had to fight to play it. Like he was like, well, I'm not buying an instrument and I'm not bringing you there. So I went, when I got to middle school, they had a saxophone for me and I walked to rehearsal.
Wow.
And started playing saxophone. And when I got to high school, I played in the marching band. And then I played drums in the marching band my sophomore year on. Then I went to LSU and I played drums at LSU's marching band. And the whole time, when I was in my teens, from like 11 years old to like about 16, I played in my dad's band. And then I was like, hey, could I get some money? And he was like, you eat, don't you? I said, you know what? I can eat at the house. And so I stayed home. I ain't never been shy of speaking my mind.
Right.
And then when I was at LSU, I was like, you know what? I'm at this college trying to figure out what my journey is. And I have a whole family business. And if I put all of my energy and my time, my focus into that, then I could establish legacy, because we're legacy artists. I'm 4th generation, So I decided in 1988 to go all in, and then took over my dad's band in 88. And me and my brother stayed together till 99. We broke up in 99, and then he went a separate way, and I did my way. And here we are. How many years later after 88? How many years is that? How many years is that? That 30 whatever years. 35 years? 35 years later?
Mm-hmm.
88?
Yep.
Yeah, 35 years later from 88. Now I'm four Grammy nominations in.
That's amazing, Sean. I wonder what do you think was behind your dad not wanting you to perform, not wanting you to go into music? Like, what do you think the reason was?
I don't know. I asked and he didn't even remember doing that.
Oh,
And I was just like, wow. And he passed in December, so we'll never know now. But
okay.
he didn't it wasn't a thing where he was encouraging me to do that. Now my little brother, on the other hand, he gave him every opportunity and then set him up. But me, for some reason it wasn't. I think he wanted me to be like in the corporate world or something like that.
Oh.
I
Mm-hmm.
think that was
Mm-hmm.
he couldn't keep me from it. Couldn't keep me from it. And when you tell me I can't, that's a battery in my back to show you I can.
Now, have you experienced that on your journey? Like people telling you, like naysayers, saying that you can't and different things like that? And
It's a constant. It's a constant. Like whenever we took over my dad's band, I'm a thinker and a studier, and I study trends and I study where we come from, the history of the music, and I see that from Amide on, they incorporated elements of the blues whenever they were coming up because that was the popular music of their day.
right.
And so if they can do that, then in my dad and them, they had some R&B stuff that they would do in the shows, not necessarily in the music, but in the shows. And I was like, well, if Papa and them can do the blues and incorporate that into the music, then I should be able to do reggae, R&B, and hip hop and everything else, right? I was heavily persecuted for doing that. And then now, fast forward to today, Zydeco music. Some people even try to call it, R&B Zydeco or hip hop Zydeco, and it's like, it's full circle. But people don't realize that the music influences every music influences other music. So we don't live in a vacuum. So you're constantly being influenced by music one way or the other. I just went wholeheartedly in it, and just went in. And because I did that, now we're at a point where the music has grown. Because if you're not green and growing, you're ripe and rotting. And I don't ever want to be ripe and rotting. So I'm constantly evergreen, constantly growing. But the persecution was there. You don't need all that. You don't need to be performing on the stage. I was doing a show because like everybody doesn't dance. So I want to be able to make the stage something that people can look at and not have to dance. And I've seen the whole evolution from the music being strictly about the dance to now it's about the dance, but mostly about the performance.
Right.
So it's full circle, and I'm right there, on the outside of it because I chose to. One of the reasons my brother and I broke up is because he wanted to be king of I-10, Interstate 10 between New Orleans and Houston, and I wanted to be kings of the world. And so Kings of the World takes a little bit longer, takes a lot more effort. You're not at your house every day. You're not sleeping in your bed every day. And I don't have a problem with that at all. He likes sleeping in his bed and being on that I-10 strip.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, what do you think was in your mind to help you push through all of that? Push through all the naysayers, push through, like, what is it that you use to help yourself to remain focused in that way? And I'm asking it for a reason because some people may be going through something like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, initially, whenever you have a family band, there's that family dynamic. Well, when we broke up, I felt some type of way about it because I'm like, I've dedicated 10 years of my life at that time to this. Yeah. And my little brother was, we've talked since then. And he expressed how he was like, he didn't have his childhood and he just wanted to be on his own and do his own thing. Well, whenever he decided to do that, my dad then said, well, I'm going to help him. And I'm like, but you realize you're choosing him. He's like, no, I'm not. You can do it. He can't. I said, but you're choosing him over me because in this business that we're in, it's a small little community, right? So it's going to look like I quit. And I didn't quit. Right? Yeah. So that was a big thing. So I had a battery in my back. I was like, I'm going to show them. I'm going to tour the world on my name. I'm going to do this because I felt like he chose Little Brother over me.
You felt
so, yeah, I absolutely felt betrayed.
Yeah.
And so, praise God, he is a restorer and a healer. And at some point in our lives, we had a conversation, and we can come back to that later if you remind me. But we restored that relationship, and I was able to, to take care of him and be there for him in the last 15, 20 years whenever he started going down. So I have absolutely no regrets. The relationship was restored, praise God, when he went, I'm still good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, it was hard because so now in my area, in my genre, I'm having to really push because people don't know the story and there's no way to get the story out. This is pre-internet.
Yeah.
They just know we broke up and they see that my dad is with him and I'm by myself. So it looks like I quit.
Yeah.
So in the midst of adversity, what do? I keep smiling and I keep pushing.
Yeah.
Because what you're not going to do is shut me down. You're not going to stop me. God has got me, and if God is for me, who can be against me? So this is a faith thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let's talk about that piece. So I wrote the vision, made it plain, and then I just went for it. My goal was to tour the world on my name, be everywhere, and I did that.
I love what you just said. If God is for me, who can be against me? And I wrote the vision and it became plain. And it's like, that God has already written out exactly what it is that he gave you that vision when you were 5 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Powerful, Sean.
And it's not done. I got so many things to do, to even achieve that vision. Because that vision was a regular thing while I was playing in front of a sea of people. I've already played in front of seas of people, but not on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's got to be regular. That's what, So anyway, yeah.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. And it's like, and he blesses our faith. He blesses our faith. And I'm so glad that you shared that, because I know sometimes on our journeys, we can become hopeless.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how high that mountain becomes and what it's going to take for us to climb it and stuff.
Right.
But what I'm hearing for you is that your faith helped you to continue to push on, and your belief.
Right. Well, see, that's something that I would say that, because I coach people as well. And when I'm coaching them, I'm like, you have to get your vision and you have to put it before you, and it needs to stay in front of you, because nothing else on the outsides matter. Only what your vision is. And so you can't get into the comparison game. You can't be like, well, they got that. Because like for me, I was like, okay, God, why is everything so hard for me?
Right.
Why is it so hard for me? Why can't I just get what everybody else get without the effort? I'm putting a gargantuan amount of effort, and I'm not even getting what my effort and my stuff is supposed to get just in regular life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Why am I having to eke out this thing, go slow? And then like a few years ago, the Holy Spirit spoke to me. It was like, you say it all the time, but are you listening to what you're saying? You said your brother wanted to be king of I-10, but you wanted to be kings of the world. King of I-10, you get that faster than you get to be king of the world. The world is much bigger. It takes a lot longer to get there. So it takes more time. You want something big, it takes more time to get there. And so, I just keep on pushing. And the thing is, if once you write down your vision and make it plain and you see it before you, you will have it if you don't quit. And if you're married, you get in agreement with your spouse. And once y'all are in agreement, and if y'all don't doubt, you will have it if you don't quit. The if you don't quit part is the part that most people miss. If you don't quit. Because I've had many opportunities to choose to quit.
Right.
Many.
Right.
But I've never chosen to quit. Matter of fact, talk about the faith thing. Yeah. God shut me down in 2005. Everything in me said, stop. And so I canceled all of my gigs that weren't contracted. And I played the last gig New Year's Eve into 2006 in Eleuthera in the Bahamas. And then I was like, okay, God, well, okay, I listened, I stopped. Well, I was almost 400 pounds. I probably tipped over 400 pounds at some point. Had sleep apnea, was probably going to die at some point. I'm driving a 6x12 trailer with a Suburban and 6 people in there all over the country, and I got sleep apnea.
Wow. Wow.
Sleep apnea. So I'm falling asleep while I'm driving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a struggle. God watch over children and fools. And so in that time, he sent me to sell cars. And so I sold cars, which shouldn't have been as long as it was. But when you have a lot of when you grow in the faith, then you start knowing things, and sometimes we can be too smart and in religion and kind of the principle with God. Because what happened is I had enough faith to walk away from deep six figures playing music.
Yeah.
I knew this is what I was supposed to be doing, but I knew I needed to stop. So I stopped. So I'm selling cars. I'm like, God, if this is what you want me to do, then okay. So the story, to fill the story up, because I was at that dealership, the owner's son got saved. We led him to the Lord. And then the whole atmosphere of that dealership changed. I prophesied to the son that he was going to be there when his dad needed him, because the other brothers weren't saved. So he was going to come to him when he really, really needed a word. And that happened. And he was able to minister to his dad in his last days of cancer. Right. But while I was at that dealership, the reason I realized afterwards why God had me there was I learned how to network, negotiate, prospect, say no, be told no, and I don't take business personal. Right. I learned how to network, negotiate, prospect, say no, be told no, and I don't take business personal.
Right.
So I always knew he was going to allow me to come back, because my phrase was, he wouldn't take me out of it knowing that what happened with my brother and my dad. He wouldn't take me out of that, not to bring me back on a higher level. Right? Because he's not going to be made shame. I'm the saved son.
Yeah.
I can't be the one that loses.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I kept my faith on that. So he let me come back in 2013. I put out 2 CDs, and in 2016, I walked away from that dealership with all that knowledge and all that stuff. And so now in the music business, I'm dangerous, because even if I don't have a booking agent or a manager, I know how to network, negotiate, prospect, say no, be told no, and I don't take business personal. I ask for the number. I don't count your money. I have my worth. I set my worth. And then when I tell you what I need, we negotiate. And if your number can't meet my number to a place where it makes sense for me, I'm fine with walking away, saying no. Not a problem. That's powerful in business.
Yes.
Powerful in business, right?
Yes.
So then I get to come back, and when I come back, I go in and he says, go to the Grammy organization. I've been a Grammy member for almost 30 years, right? And 25, 28 years, 30, almost 30 years. And I had never even been involved, ever. Never been involved. So I was like, okay. So I started getting involved, and I wanted to get on the governing board. I couldn't even get on the governing board. They were like, well, the Holy Spirit was like, you want to be on the Grammy board, but you don't go to no events. So I started going to events. So what did I do? I'm giving y'all so much stuff. This is gonna be so, you're gonna eat on this for a while. So every time I went to any kind of Grammy event, I wore at Sean Ardoin. Like, I don't usually do interviews in regular clothes. This is an anomaly. I go branded up from head to toe. These are my signature. I got my logo on my always, right? But whenever I was trying to get on the board, I wore at Sean Ardoin, my social media. Every single time we showed up, at Sean Ardoin, at Sean Ardoin, at Sean Ardoin, right? It took me 5 or 6 times to get on the ballot to make to get on the board. Once I got on the board, right? I was on there for 2 terms, 4 years. And then I had to step away for a year. And then after that year, I ran for president, and I won. Yes. So I'm currently at the end of my term for being president for the region for the Grammys.
Wow.
And in the middle of that, in my year off, I ran for mayor of the city. Mayor of Lake Charles. I didn't win. I ran for mayor. I wasn't supposed to be the mayor, but I was supposed to run. Yeah. And that taught me a whole bunch of stuff as well. So then now I'm on the board, and I'm the president of the board. My visibility in the world. Remember I told you I wanted to be king of the world? Yeah. So visibility in the world is up there. So my wife prophesied to me that my success was not going to go through traditional paths, and it hasn't. I come out of a 10-year layoff, come back, and in 2 years after I come back full time, I got 2 Grammy nominations for one album. And then I wait a year, I miss out. In the 3rd year, I come back, get another Grammy nomination. And then this year, I got another Grammy nomination, and God put me in position to be able to have LSU's marching band be on my album. And now they're Grammy nominated. Yeah. I'm an LSU grad, and I brought the Grammy nomination to the marching band. Right. It's like God just allowed me to do all these things because he knows I'm going to give him the credit. I'm not going to take any of that credit. The only credit I have to take, because it's what I did, was be open to hear and act when I hear it.
Open to hear and act when I hear it.
Because God is not required to repeat himself.
Right.
And if you don't listen, his will be done. His will be done. Yeah. Now, if you don't listen, somebody else gonna get that blessing.
Right.
He's not obligated to repeat himself. So when you hear it, come on now. So when you hear it, go get it. We were at the Auburn game last year, and the band director introduced me to the assistant band director, and the assistant band director goes, "Hey man, can the Tiger Band get a Grammy?" And I looked at the doc. I said, "Doc," the band director said, "Doc, if the Tiger Band does an album with me and my band, we play my music and put it in my category, we got a shot." He said, "Let's do it." I just had the game. Yeah. But when the assistant band director said that, I heard opportunity.
Yeah.
And I went for it. And then 6 months later, we're recording it. Like a year later, we're nominated for a Grammy.
Wow, Sean. I'm just like, you just feed it into me, into my soul. You know what I mean? Because right. I don't know if you know, I released an album in March, and I just started over again as an artist, honestly. And what I'm doing professionally, I'm a mental health counselor.
Okay.
And a minister. And it's like I have a ministry called Love Abundantly Ministry. And started this video show to help reach people, to inspire people to continue to dream. And what you're doing with me right now is like you're pouring into me the vision, like the timing of this is perfect.
Right, because you got to look at it, especially for you. I took 10 years off.
Yeah. From
2006 to 2016. I was out of the game for 10 years. I released a Christian Zydeco CD in 2009, and that was something, but that wasn't what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to release it, but that wasn't supposed to be my job, my purpose and passion, And so then 10 years later, 2016, I come back. I'm endorsed by Honer Accordions, so my big accordions that I'm an endorsee. Personas, I'm an endorsee for them. Things that people who stayed in the game and didn't come out, they don't have that because they don't know. You got to ask. If you don't ASK, you don't GET. Don't be afraid to ask. All they can tell you is no. All they can tell you is no.
If you don't ASK, you don't GET. Oh, I gotta say that. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you don't ASK, you don't GET.
Right.
So, and as far as like you starting over, I mean, I've started over in my life. I've had to start over like 3 times. Three times, I think. So started over, when we broke up, me and little brother broke up, started over whenever I came back to the music in 2016, and the hurricanes, so it's like, it's a constant pruning. But if you're like a palm tree, that palm tree is planted, is deep, 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 just as deep as it is high, and it bends, but it doesn't break. The wind's gonna come, but they're not gonna break you. Just keep on standing, and remember, don't quit. Do not quit.
Right.
And everything that you're going through is preparing you for who you're supposed to be. Your experiences, you are the sum total of your experiences. What happened with me and my dad before the music is what enables me to be a great husband to my wife. Because I saw what not to do, now I know how to do. And I get to choose. And I choose to be a great husband to my wife. I choose to be a great dad to my sons. You know, I choose to communicate and not just make edicts. They act like all I do is make edicts, but I talk to them and I make them think, you know, and I give them the information to help them make the right choices. But yeah, it's phenomenal. And if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, I argued with that book when I read it, you know, 10, 15 years ago, because it says that, you know, most people don't experience, you know, insane success until they're in their late 40s, early 50s.
Right.
And so I was in my 30s at the time. I said, nah, I ain't worried about that guy. You know, you're not a respected person. I'm going to get mine early. Well, here I am, about to be 54. I didn't get my first Grammy nomination until I was 48.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? 49, you know, I'm going on 50. And I get my first 2 Grammy nominations, you know? And so the book, you know, the book is written on documentation of people's success. And so just to take it a step further, you know, right now I'm 3 weeks in. This is the end of my 3rd week, beginning of my 4th for no sugar. So, you know, since I'm going in because this is a faith thing, because it's all connected. You know what I'm saying? I usually wouldn't do that on interviews, but this is what I'm led to share. So I'm 3 weeks no sugar. Yeah. Nothing that turns into sugar, none of that. I'm 3 weeks in. Because on Easter, I didn't want to hear a hero's message. To me, that's lazy pastoring. That's easy. People come to you got a whole bunch of people who don't come to church, and you're going to tell them he rose, which is not a problem. If that's what he puts on your heart to preach, do that. I didn't want to hear that because I already knew that. So I'm searching, and I see this thing that says, what would you look like in 2 weeks with no sugar? So now backtrack. I understand that I haven't gotten the world. Ooh, you ready for this one?
Ready, go.
I wanted to be king of the world, right? I realized, and I have known for some time, that I haven't gotten the world because I hadn't gotten my eating in order. Because God's not going to kill you. God's not going to give you something that's going to kill you. And the schedule that I'm asking for, with the health level that I was at in the last 10 years or so, it would have killed me because I didn't have the mindset to keep that health thing going, you know. And I've been up and down since then. I've had my experiences, and now I absolutely know that for me to get that next level, I have to be at my healthy best, because it will be a sin and a shame to have waited all these years, all these decades, get what God has promised you, and then not be able to live the fullness of it because I couldn't control what I put in my pie hole. So I'm choosing to be successful, and I'm choosing a great life over being comfortable, because it's not easy doing what I'm doing. But if you want to live your best life is when you eat to live, not live to eat.
Right.
And that's so connected, because my schedule is like me and you. I'm late to this interview because I'm doing 50 million things, right? And it gets worse, and it gets bigger. So many people's lives are depending on me getting myself together, because my blessing has other people's blessings tied up in it.
Right. Right. Your blessings have other people's blessings tied up in it. Woo! You've given me some food tonight, Sean.
People are waiting for me to get off my successful. They're waiting for me. Yeah. My business is going to bless other people.
Right.
I'm not a band. I'm a
plan. Right.
Huh?
Say that again. You're not the band, but you're a plan. Say that.
I'm not a band. I'm a brand.
Band, but a brand. I love that. Ooh. And it's like,
I'm a brand.
Right. Right. And as a brand, you are aware of how your life.
Yeah. What I say? It's like what?
And that's it. And as a brand, you are aware how your life is impacted.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have that in your focus. So
yeah, because I keep. Yeah.
Go ahead. Because
if you can accomplish your vision on your own, then it's all you. It's not God. It's small. It's something that's within your power to accomplish.
Right.
To do big things, you need people.
Yeah.
And I'm believing for big things. I need people.
Wow. Well, Sean, I am with you on this journey.
Let's go.
Let's go.
If you're on Facebook, search "Getting to My Best Self." I think that's what it is. Let me make sure. Yep, "Getting to My Best Self." Come and join it. Come and join it. It's a group where we're just trying to get to our best self. Because again, and I keep dropping this stuff. Y'all gonna have to rewind this because I'm just giving y'all everything. It's a short amount of time. Think about this. Let me ask you a question. You who are watching, let me ask you a question. What if you could be at your absolute best physically, mentally, emotionally, in your relationships, and in your spirit? What if you could be your best? Because I've had times where I was physically at my best, not spiritually at my best. Spiritually at my best, mentally at my best, not physically at my best. So what can't I do when I'm physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and professionally and relationship-wise, when I'm firing on all 10 cylinders? What can I not do?
Right.
And that's something that I always wanted to know, because I don't think we don't have the habit of trying to be our best self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody will be killing that word. They can quote the entire Bible, but they fat, got a heart attack. They 2 steps from a heart attack, 1 biscuit away from bipolar. You know what I'm saying? It's just, they got all these things going on. So your spiritual is way up here, but your physical is down here. And because your physical is down here and your spiritual is up here, 9 times out of 10, your mental gonna be like
up and down. Very true.
You know what I'm saying? So if you can keep that spiritual here, that mental here, and that physical here, and everything's lined up, you are a force to be reckoned with, and there is nothing that you can't do. And my thing is, before you leave this earth, don't you want to see what your best life look like?
Yes.
I do. And I'm willing to not eat bread and biscuits or whatever. I'm going to another doctor tomorrow. He's gonna check my blood work to see exactly how this program I'm doing is working. Whatever I need to do to make sure that I'm living and I can maintain my best physical lifestyle, because my spiritual one is pretty strong. My mental one is super strong. And so my relationships, really strong. Professional, really strong. The only thing I'm lacking right now is that. I don't want to be taking no pills. I don't want nothing slowing me down. I want to live my best life now. But it takes work.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I hope you guys heard what he just said. Check that out. Check yourself. Like, where are you in your life? I know as you were speaking, I'm checking myself, and I'm with you on that physical. And I love what you're saying, how in order for you to become everything that you need to be, it's like basically what I'm hearing is you submitting everything to God first. That's what I'm hearing too. Like including the food, what you eat, in order for you to have the health, in order for you to be the person that you need to be, in order to take care of other people too. And that's powerful.
Because some people are praying to God for their blessing that's tied up to me getting off my butt and not eating this crazy food and getting healthy so I can have my abundance, so I can hire them to do what they do and operate in their gift with a boss that's not going to treat them crazy, that's going to get them a great work environment and is going to give them the opportunity to grow and not just be hourly, but be a part of the business. Because what I say is I'm a brand, not a band. And when you come into this organization, if you can show me how to make money on this brand in a different way, I'm going to give you a cut of it.
Love it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be the face.
Yeah.
I'm the talent. I'm supposed to be moving in that direction and everybody else helping me move. Boom. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right. Right. So let me ask you this question as we begin to wrap up, right? So what's next on your move forward? Like, what is next on your journey?
Okay, I just finished filming Amplify Louisiana, which is a 3-part travel doc, a 3-series travel doc that'll be on Amazon Prime. That also satisfies one of the other things I wrote down, that I'm going to be in movies, TV, and commercials, and be a brand ambassador and stuff like that. So that's bringing the TV part and the movie part into play. So I'm looking at scripts. I'm looking at, being in movies more. I've already been in some, like you read the bio, but there's a transition there, to doing that. I got 2 albums I'm working on. One, the album for this Grammy cycle is going to feature the Stax Academy Choir. It's going to be really awesome. We're doing that with the kids, and we can see how we can bless them. I got another album behind that, because whenever you level up, and I'm going to tell y'all this, I got so much to give. So much. I'm a motivational speaker and I coach, and I can't help not being all of that. So PJ Morton blew my mind. Right now, PJ Morton has 3 projects. Wow. Most of them are already done. He's working on 2 or 3 other projects, and those 3 are already in the can. So when you level up and you're around people who are doing stuff on a whole nother level, then you start doing stuff on a whole nother level.
Yeah. So surround yourself. Right. Surround yourself with a circle of people who inspire you. That's awesome.
Yep. Only give your time to people who are helping edify you. You can be friends with anybody, but you can't give your time to everybody.
Oh, I love that. Well, I thank you for giving your time with me tonight, because you just poured into me, Sean.
No problem.
And it was like a blessing to interview you right now. And if you get a chance, check out my song, Don't Give Up Now, okay? I want you to check it out. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
But you have new music out now too?
Yeah, the album with LSU is Full Circle. It's a Sean Ardoin and Creole Rock and Soul featuring the LSU Golden Band from Tigerland. It came out in August of this year, but no, last year. August of last year. Got the Grammy nom for it. It's out there. If you're an LSU fan, you got to get it, man. The band on there sounds so huge. But like I said, I've released an album every year since 2018. Wow. And before that, I had released 2013, 2015, 2016, nothing in 2017, 2018, 19, 20, 21, and 22. And then I'm going to do 23 and 24. It's already here. So.
Wow.
I took 10 years off. I missed out on all that music. You know what I'm saying? I've got 20, 22, 23 albums out total. Yeah. Something like that.
Making up for lost time. But I tell you what, you are an inspiration to me. Like, what's your IG too? What's your IG and where people can follow you?
At Sean Ardoin, SeanArdoin. Everywhere. Twitter, IG, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, all of that.
Awesome. Well, Sean, I look forward to seeing you again when you come to Memphis. I'm going to join the Grammys. I'm going to join it this year.
Okay, come on.
I'm coming. I look forward to meeting you again. And I thank you so much for just doing this interview with me and just speaking your words of wisdom for all of us to hear. And I pray that anyone who's listening to this, just your hearts are impacted and that you're motivated to go on your journey, on the dream that's placed in your heart. Because like Sean just really said so clearly, we only have this one life to live. So let's live it the best way possible that we can live it. I love that. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, we don't get a second chance.
Don't get a second chance.
And most people live life in response to life instead of living life on purpose. Ask why you're here. Ask what it is you're supposed to be doing. Do what you love to do. Take your time off. You know, God's going to cover you. You'll still get the promotion even if you take off. Just enjoy your life. The people around you, enjoy them. My dad passed in December 3rd. My mom's got early dementia. Especially when you get up to my age, 54, people are starting to fall off. But even worse, because of that eating thing we talked about, I have friends who have died. A basketball player from LSU, 54, he just died 2 weeks ago. Drop dead at work. And you know, and this is the funny part. I heard a comedian say this, and it is so true. We will go to a funeral of somebody who died of heart attack, high blood pressure, cholesterol, or whatever that stuff is. We'll go to their funeral, right? Mourn their loss, and then go to the repast and eat the same stuff that put the people in the ground.
Right. Oh, that's so true. And we don't really think about that, Sean.
We look forward to it.
Yeah.
And most of us can't afford to be eating what we eating at the repast or drinking what we drinking at the repast. We can't afford it, but we
Right.
do it anyway.
Right. Y'all listen to this words of wisdom, please. And I'm taking heed to it myself. And I
You
appreciate
don't see me different. This has got to go. I'm gonna live my best self and be my best self. In Jesus' name.
in Jesus' name, amen. And I'm gonna join you on that journey. And
When does
hopefully,
this come? When does this come out?
hopefully as soon as my editor is able to do it, probably next month sometime.
Next month?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Don't worry about it. Because I just joined the 3,000 push-up challenge with St. Jude.
Okay.
I'm really, really nervous because that's a lot. Yes. I got to figure out how to do it. But I only got 5 times a day, 20 push-ups. That's all I need. I can do it.
You can do it. You're a man that when you fix your mind on something, it's done. It's done. It's done. And you know when God has given it to you to do it, and you're gonna do it. You know, and it's something that's inspiration. It's something that I think you are a model for many people to see.
Thank you so much.
You are, Sean, and I'm so grateful that, I keep thinking about this scripture in Acts 17 in verse 24. It talks about how God sets the time and places for all of us to find him, right? And he said, and there's no coincidence in anything. So I don't believe there was a coincidence that I met you at the Grammys. I don't believe there was a coincidence that Miss Johnny introduced me to you. It's no coincidence that we're even here right now, that you said yes to this little show that I'm doing. And you're coming on to impact my life right now, and Lord's willing, other people's lives. So thank you so much, Sean.
No problem.
Thank you so much. And we'll end.
Look, I gotta go.
I told you.
See, I gotta go.
Right. We're ending right on time.
Boom.
So thank you so much, Sean, for everything. I appreciate you so much.
No problem. Thank you so much. Have a great day. God bless.
You too. Bye-bye.